Hi guys, this is me, Robbie from accentadventure.com, and this is the first video in the received pronunciation video series. But as you can hear, I'm actually speaking with an American accent, although I'm not trying to put it on. It's kind of become my second nature lately, because the first accent learning mission was the general American pronunciation. So it's kind of stuck with me. And I can't get rid of it even if I want to, because, as I said, it's become my second nature. So basically my pronunciation has changed over time, which is quite surprising because I didn't expect it to happen, at least as soon as in 3 months, because the first mission went on from the beginning of July. It began on the 4th of July, which was the Independence Day, of course, and then went through the months of July, August, September, and that's when it ended. But obviously it's had more impact than I thought it would on my pronunciation. Anyway, today I'm attempting to do some reading in the British accent, or formerly called the received pronunciation, right? I've done some practice before, and I'm kind of prepared, but I'm not really sure how it's going to go with you listening to it, because I'm conscious of the fact that the camera is here. But this is going to be my first attempt to sound like a British person. So I'm just going to read an article from my blog at accentadventure.com. Because obviously I can't use content created by other people for my videos. So, why you shouldn't focus on differences between American and British English when learning pronunciation. I'm not sure how that sounded. Maybe it was completely off, but anyway, these are my first attempts, so please be patient with me. I'm going to improve over time, I promise. I've successfully completed my first accent learning mission, General American Pronunciation, and now I'm looking forward to the next one, British accent, or the so-called received pronunciation. Quite obviously, I'm in the process of doing some research on what characterizes the received pronunciation. And what I'm finding is an overwhelming amount of info pointing out differences between English spoken on the either side of Atlantic. Well, probably it wasn't that bad. I wanted to say it wasn't that good, but sure. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of information out there telling us that the two versions of English, American and British, are, you see. That's one of the distinctions of the British accent. You don't pronounce R's. The letter R, unless it falls in the middle of the word, is almost like you have to skip it, you know? So what would be pronounced as R in the American English, in British English becomes R. So American and British are so different that they can be almost considered to be different languages. Also, if you try to learn either of the English versions, you will inevitably come across lists or videos where the two ways of pronunciation are compared and differences clearly displayed. And this is where I'm having a slight problem, to say the least. If you try to learn how to pronounce words in American or British English, you will find it quite difficult to reach fluency in your chosen accent if you keep focusing on the differences. You're much better off by being focused solely. This is it's funny, isn't it? How I'm mispronouncing the words by trying to sound like a British person. But it's also funny how I'm reverting back to my American accent, my American pronunciation, while I'm interrupting this spoken practice. It's kind of weird, I'll have to get used to the British accents the whole time. But of course, there's much more to that accent than just changing my intonation. Probably my intonation is totally off, and I'm just sounding like as if I'm mocking someone. But although intonation does play an important role in mastering an accent, it cannot be disputed. It's the truth, is it not? Anyway, I'm going to read the next chapter in the article. Well, it's not going to be a chapter, it's just a couple of paragraphs. Reason number 1. It's always best to start from a clean slate. Whatever it is you're learning, a new language or just a new accent, it's always best to start afresh and without getting other languages and accents involved. When it comes to language learning in general, it's very important to start thinking in your target language as soon as possible, and it essentially means eliminating your native language from the process. Is it process or process? From the process. This one is worth looking up. Definitely. So make notes. Process. Alright. As soon as it's practically feasible. As far as accent acquisition is concerned, things are way more simplistic. You have to forget about your standard accent completely and be only focused on your target accent. In this particular case, it means forgetting about the general American pronunciation and focusing on the received pronunciation entirely. Alright, so this was my received pronunciation practice by reading. And to be honest with you guys, when I was doing the practice on my own, I kind of sounded better, but now, whether it was the fact that I was reading my own article or the fact that you were listening to me, I don't know why, but I didn't do as well as I expected. But anyway, it was a good start, at least some start, right? So now I can only improve, It's important, whatever you do, just do it, make the first step, and there's always room for improvement, and failure is always an option too. Therefore, I'm not being too hard on myself on this first video, and please let me know in your comments what you think about this attempt to sound like a British person, and see you in the next video installment, where I'm hopefully going to sound a little bit more British than I did in this video. Okay, my friends, talk to you soon in the next video. Bye.